Hello fellow sim racers. Last week I was forced to take off a bit of time thanks to a virus that left me unable to talk. Many felt this was a significant improvement, but I'm back now, and today I'm taking a look at the new 2018 version of the Donington Park Assetto Corsa mod. Followers of the channel will know that I'm a big fan of the Donington Park mod by Brun. This represents the track as it was in the early part of the decade, just after its little Formula 1 related near-death experience. But since then, the venue has undergone slow and steady improvements, both by the Wheatcroft family and in more recent times by the new owners, Jonathan Palmer's Motorsport Vision organisation. This new version of the Assetto Corsa mod brings the circuit up to speed with its real-world counterpart and improves upon the original in a number of key areas. AI tweaks, changes to cut detection, and other optimizations certainly help make the track a more appealing place to race, but the real story here is in the much improved visuals. When you first load up the mod, it's hard not to be impressed by the visuals. There's something about this mod that looks and feels very right. It's hard to put a finger on any one area that stands out, but that's more of a commentary about the consistent high standards throughout. But there are a few things that, in my opinion at least, are particularly well executed, most notably the textures. While Donington has undergone a decade-long program of rejuvenation, it's still a working racetrack, and the subtle signs of use, damage, and environmental weathering that are present throughout the textures really help make this feel like a working racing venue. This is most evident in areas that receive a lot of use and abuse, like marks on tyre walls, offline marbles, and stains from fluid spills in the pit lane. But it's the subtle stuff that you probably won't notice unless you're really looking for it that really helps give this mod a feel of a working racetrack. So, it looks good, but what's different from the 2012 version? Starting with the most obvious and probably the most controversial change, gone are the iconic blue and white curbstones and tyre walls, replaced instead with MSV's red and white corporate colours. But that doesn't really matter, and beyond the paint colour is where some of the most significant changes lie for those driving the circuit. Changes to the composition of the curbs and the concrete formations beyond the curbstones at both the old hairpin and McLean's make these corners that can be attacked considerably harder than the old formations. When you combine this with what I would consider to be more sensible cut detection, you end up with corners that are much more rewarding to drive on the limit. Changes to the cut detection on the exit of Redgate and the S's are also very much welcomed. What this all means in practice is quicker lap times, and for me at least, a better sense of flow through some of the more awkward parts of the track. Speaking of flow, I've said it before, but it bears repeating here. The Donington Park National Circuit has one of, if not the best flow of any racing circuit in the world, and the small tweaks to a few important corners have only served to improve that with this version of the Assetto Corsa mod. The other area that's seen significant work is the behaviour of the AI, which, simply put, is quite a bit faster and less error-prone when pushed off the racing line. Moreover, some of the old trouble spots, like the curbs at the inside of McLean's and Coppice, are far less likely to produce AI moments that interfere with the outbound flights from East Midlands Airport, which is probably a good thing. Donington Park was already one of my favourite Assetto Corsa tracks, and the 2018 update has only improved upon the solid work of the original. Brun's decision to offer this update as a standalone mod will please a number of purists that wish to run the older representation of the circuit alongside the present day incarnation. But for me, the thing that stands out about this mod is that it's still being updated. The original version was released in 2014, This is clearly a passion project by its creator, and it's wonderful to see continued improvements being made to what is, in my opinion at least, an already very accomplished Assetto Corsa circuit mod. If you're interested in trying out Donington Park 2018 for yourself, then I've included a link to the race department page for the mod in the video description. As always, if you enjoy the mod, please consider leaving a review over on Race Department and/or donating to its creator. So that about brings us to a close here. In my next video, I should be taking a look at the new Assetto Corsa Competizione build and the Nissan GTR specifically, if all goes to plan. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then it would be great if you could hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you think the video will be helpful for others, then please consider sharing it. As always, thank you for donating your precious free time by watching. It is very much appreciated. So all that's left to say is goodbye, thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.